Greetings and warm regards to all of you, my dear companions. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead. Today, as I record this video, it is July 25th, and tomorrow, July 26th. We will truly enter the Age of Aquarius. I wish you the very best. Although we've talked a lot about the Age of Aquarius since the year 2000 and have entered it, a major shift will begin tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your companionship. Thank you for being with me and for being on my channel. Thank you to my higher spirit that is within me, with me, and guiding me. The specific things I want to talk about in this video today are important issues that back in 2019, which was 7 years ago, I extensively detailed and explored in my book here, discussing exactly where we are headed regarding the future of our society. What exactly is the kind of world that we are creating right now? Some people were saying that absolutely nothing can be certain anymore. We haven't seen anything yet. We haven't witnessed any significant or meaningful transformation in our lives. But from tomorrow, the changes will truly enter a stage where people can no longer say that they haven't seen it, that it hasn't happened, or that they're waiting for the old world to return. All the major transformations of the Age of Aquarius will, in fact, be shown to everyone, to each and every person who was asleep, those who pretended to be asleep, those who didn't believe, those who were aware and talked about it. It will be revealed to all of them. And this period is an 18-month phase during which we are breaking down our old world. The bridges are being destroyed, the ground is being leveled so that we can build our golden world. What I am summarizing today in brief headlines, I have talked about in my previous videos over the past 2 or 3 years, and even 6 years ago in all the videos where I was a guest on other podcasts. And in this book of mine, I have discussed it thoroughly. To start off very briefly, in this video, I just want to concentrate specifically on the key points and deliver some helpful information to you. From now on, my book with the publisher, the printing house, I have ended the contract and I am pulling it from the market because my entire purpose in writing this book 7 years ago was to inform people about where we should go. Starting from Corona, from the very first page, it talks about how a disease will come and not to believe it, that everything is a lie, everything is a deception, everything is the work of exploiters and the dark group who have plotted against us. From raising awareness about not getting vaccinated and where we are headed in 2021, where we are headed in 2022, until it reaches 2025 and 2026. And in the conclusion of my book about the arrival of the golden world, which will begin in 2028, when we will start building our golden world and the birth of Mother Earth, who has gone through a very difficult darkness. All of us have, Mother Earth has, and she still has 18 months left to complete this birth, and then a new birth will come. At the very end of my book, I also took the time to explain the specific reason why I chose to name it Yalda. Yalda actually means the final end of the long black and white night. It signifies that after a very long period of time, after a deep and heavy darkness, and after all of our collective mistakes, fears, and karmas, we finally finish an old era and enter the radiant brightness of the morning sun. We will work together to build our new golden world over the course of the next 18 months. We are openly witnessing the destruction of the past. These profound and sweeping transformations are truly global in their reach, not just limited to the national or familial levels. They will eventually encompass the entire vast universe and every corner of our whole planet Earth. And deep within ourselves, we are beginning to feel powerful internal earthquakes as we fundamentally change our core beliefs. Our personal opinions are shifting rapidly. Our daily lifestyles are changing. Our circles of friends are changing. Our outward actions are changing. And our very inner energy is being significantly elevated to a higher state. All of these powerful elements working together mark a major historic shift that will begin to reveal itself more clearly starting from tomorrow, July 26th. It's not something we'll see in just one day. This specific transitional period of time will last for 18 months, during which the lingering remnants of spiritual darkness, those entities that insist on staying, that persistently try to survive and manipulate and exploit the collective consciousness of humanity, will all be completely and utterly eliminated from this world. It's not overnight. Gradually, day by day, week by week, month by month, things will be revealed to us, things that have been hidden from us for years, for 200 years, 300 years, even thousands of years. I have written all of this in my book, From 2020 to 2028, explaining in simple language what will happen, and from today onward, after I take it off the market, only I myself will have it, and if anyone is interested, they can get it directly from me. It will no longer be available on the market because my work is finished. I have provided awareness for the next 28 years after 2020. When I first wrote the book, even my close friends and relatives found it very hard to believe. There were some aware groups, starseeds. They knew what I was talking about, but for ordinary people, it was hard to believe. But it happened one by one. For these 18 months, whatever you see, just say, "This too shall pass." This is for building the golden world. Very soon, we will finally taste the sweet air of freedom after this incredibly challenging and arduous period of great adversity. And those who are truly aware see this as nothing more than a temporary and passing storm. Understanding that the past, the old ways of being, and the heavy old karmas are now rapidly disappearing. We are about to enter a new land, a land that is completely full of divine justice, overflowing with wonderful blessings, and filled with an incredible sense of abundance for everyone. The astrologers who drew up the charts for such and such king or such and such president and spoke of the future as a matrix either had no knowledge of astrology or were working for that same dark group. I am talking about all the millions of astrologers in the world. But there were some ancient and wise astrologers who had already predicted every single detail of these events and solemnly foretold the miraculous birth of this, whether it comes from the very depths of our own souls or from the world outside to us. Here we must acknowledge all the conscious souls who were brave, who decided to come into this earthly body during this strange transformation of the planet, to witness, to help, or to bring awareness. I want to sincerely congratulate every single one of them, because after this moment, all of our collective karma will be reset back to zero. In particular, the heavy karma accumulated over the last 30 years will be completely and utterly cleared away. All of us have witnessed, or perhaps not yet seen, every single thing we needed to experience. Starting from tomorrow, the emergence of an awakened population, a population that will continue to awaken one by one, will truly begin. The throat chakra is going to become very active and powerful. Words that have long remained unspoken will finally be spoken aloud for all to hear. The cries of protest that everyone had swallowed will be heard throughout the world. It is an incredibly beautiful transformation. Don't expect it to happen in one night, 1 week, or 1 month. Rather, as the earth gradually ascends, the ascension of each and every one of us humans living here will also rise. We are officially ending the age of Pisces and entering the age of Aquarius. As I said, we have already entered it, but now we are seeing its effects. It's like, for example, you want to drive from Florida to New York to the north. You don't just enter New York straight from Florida. You have to travel a certain route, and along the way, you see signs saying New York is coming up, this city is coming up, that place is coming up, and then finally you enter New York. In the same way, when an era is changing after 2,600 years, if you watch my video about the parcel after 2,600 years of developments, I have explained all of this. I have announced it. I have clarified the issue. But now everyone can see these changes happening. No one can pretend to be asleep. Events are happening at lightning speed every day. It is possible that many natural disasters will occur all over the world. Floods, earthquakes, natural disasters, storms, or fires. All of these are signs that we are destroying our old, worn-out house and want to build a strong palace with solid foundations, one that will offer a new world to humanity for the next 3,000 years. It is the end of our 30-year karmas, the end of the age of lies. The previous era was an era of exploitation, an era of illusions, an era of lies, an era in which we didn't know what was right or wrong, and we were brainwashed by the matrix, by governments. We believed that governments were supporting us, the people, while in reality it will all be revealed that their true intention was something else, and that we were nothing more than slaves. I'm not talking about a single government or a single country. I am talking about the exploitative group up there who come from a family of 9, and all the leaders, kings, everyone are servants to those 9 families. They wanted to keep us ignorant as human beings. They wanted us to only think about our daily bread, to remain exploited, to go to work, come back, get a monthly salary, watch television, and watch their fake news. All of this will be exposed. All these issues about the moon, the journey of traveling to the moon, the extent to which NASA has lied to us, and now this topic of migrating to Mars, you really just need to let them go. Let them go. No one is going to buy land on Mars. All of that belongs to them, and they should go. The exploiters, the dictators, all of them will leave the earth. All the presidents, all the religious and political leaders will be destroyed within the next 18 months. Absolutely no one in power up there will be able to support or unfairly exploit the people anymore, and they will no longer be the ones to lead them. In the coming age of Aquarius, fair-minded and just people will lead the global population, and these are the significant changes we will soon witness. But first, we must all witness the complete collapse. We have to endure this bulldozer-like force that comes to break the bridges, to take the past away from us for a while until we enter the golden world. Starting tomorrow, we will get answers to many of our questions over the next year. That numbness, lethargy, and fatigue where none of us knew what would happen tomorrow, if you've noticed since 2020, we haven't been able to make any plans. We no longer live like our parents did in the past, like 50 years ago, like 70 years ago, with a planned and monotonous life that would comfortably start at one point and end with death, and no one would move from their place. That way of life is gone for us now, and today we are discovering the truths. We realize now that those who supported the superpowers and the wars that happened in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Syria, and now in Iran, none of these have ever helped the people of those countries. And all the astrologers who supported them must either admit that they were working in their favor, or anyone who was biased and predicted that such and such king would come, such and such president would be re-elected, would return to office, or that certain things would happen somewhere. All of it, the governments of England, America, the superpowers, all of them, their hands are exposed as to why so much oppression has been inflicted on the Middle East. Because the portals of awareness are there, and all of this will become clear to everyone within these 18 months. Their goal was not, is not, and will not be to help people. Rather, there are things that, if they become clear, if they are exposed, if the portals are opened, which they will be in the Age of Aquarius, whether I want it or not, as an exploiter, all the truths will be revealed to everyone. It will show us how deeply asleep we were, how gullible we were, how comfortably we sat back and said, let's hand over the government to these people. The greatest impact that people will experience from these changes is, firstly, that those at the top will fall and those at the bottom will rise. In other words, we will completely turn the world upside down. Those who have been oppressed, good, calm people, will have lives full of blessings, and those who have committed oppression will leave this world. All of Hollywood will collapse. All of this is in my book. I'm just repeating these things because, as I said, I took it off the market since my work is done. I was providing awareness for the next 8 years, starting from 2019. And I give you my solemn promise today that in the year 2028, we will finally enter a brand new world that is absolutely nothing but a beautiful paradise, nothing but true and lasting justice, and nothing but total, enduring peace for everyone. All the various governments around the world that have exploited people, including the religious and political leaders, will eventually be in a position where they will either be killed, removed, resign, or leave this world entirely. This whole process is expected to take about 2 years, but by the end of that time, absolutely all of them will be gone. The big capitalists who exploited people, the insurance companies, the pharmacists, those who killed people with medicine, gave them vaccines, brought various diseases, all of them will be destroyed. Well-known public figures and filmmakers who produced movies designed to brainwash us will be removed from the earth, and a new era of films will emerge. These will be films that are deeply rooted in spiritual truth and focused on profound human growth. All those fraudulent and deceptive actors who lived entirely fake lives and were closely allied with the devil himself will be brought into the light and fully exposed, or they will be forced to leave the earth forever, or they will finally join the people and begin to speak the absolute truth to everyone. There is no way to escape. Those who have exploited people, whether through medicine, money, insurance, education, or the banks, all of them will eventually be eliminated. Most of the major global banks will go bankrupt. Physical cash will disappear entirely, and a new era of abundance will take its place. The precious things that have belonged to every single one of us on this beautiful earth. God originally created all the vast lands of the planet, all the deep seas, wide oceans, and flowing waters for all of us humans to share. But unfortunately, some greedy people have taken unfair advantage, exploiting the rest of us just like simple worker ants, and they have selfishly kept these natural resources for themselves and their own families. Now, these individuals have no other choice but to either finally give them up, fully expose their actions, or choose to stand together with the common people. No longer will there be fanaticism, conflict, and arguments among people over religion, saying, "This is my religion, that's yours, so we must fight and kill each other." In 2 years, this will come to an end. Wars have been lies. Wars have existed so that you and I would not understand the truth. Weapons manufacturers and large corporations will disappear. Weapons will be removed from among humans. No human will have the right to kill another. All of this has been brainwashing, where for 2,600 years they considered themselves our gods and injected these ideas into us, the ant-like workers. The educational system will be completely dismantled because its entire culture has been in their hands. From universities, from kindergartens, from elementary schools, all have been under their supervision. Medicine will undergo a complete transformation. It will operate entirely opposite to how it did in the past. Herbal remedies will come in, things that truly heal, not things that merely suppress the illness and then reveal it later, ultimately killing the person. This is the medical system that they themselves taught, so that our Kundalini would not be awakened, so that our third eye would not be opened. All these truths will become clear within the next 2 years. Personal independence is extremely important, and those who are with me, who are members of my channel and know me, and we've been together for years, know that since last month, I started sharing 101 very basic tips, very basic like kindergarten level. I began because these are things we need to correct within ourselves. With a low vibration, we can't reach or keep up with the Earth's vibration, which is rising. If you want to see the year 2030, the first step is to resolve these 101 issues within yourself, to be aware of them. And once you've set aside these 101 points, then we move on to higher stages so that we can learn how to reach the level of the humans who lived during the time of Atlantis. Civilized humans who had achieved spiritual elevation, who had attained human powers, who had discovered them within themselves. So it is important to recognize that independence is truly one of the primary issues that will have a profound and lasting influence on a person's life. And the next significant issue to consider is the discovery of new talents. Every single one of us, at some point in our journey, will eventually discover each and every one of our unique and hidden new talents. We no longer want to be the kind of human who just sits and lets the government decide for them, the kind of person who was made like a robot, whose brain didn't work but just followed whatever the government told them. As I said, they were nothing more than a robot, but now they are transforming into a superhuman being, into a powerful human. And if you start from the basics, my videos have been released. These 101 essential small points are the first step, and their videos are available. The admin is regularly posting them every 3 days, every 5 days. If you'd like, go and see how many of them you have yourself. But I'm sure that within the next 6 months, people will grow to a level where they will change all of these within themselves, and a new kind of human will be created. The notes of Jupiter, when it enters Leo and Aquarius, it has the greatest effect on Aquarius and Leo. Now, whether your rising sign is Leo or your birth month is Leo, you'll see the biggest changes in Leo and Aquarius, and then in Virgo and Pisces. These are the people, Pisces and Virgo, who suddenly feel like they've been freed, like they've come out of a prison. Then, in order, Gemini and Sagittarius, and then one by one, all the other signs follow. All of us, one by one, no matter which month or year we were born in, will feel these strange changes. But we should congratulate ourselves because over these 30 years, we've cleared our karma, we've endured, and the universe wants us to stay alive. We want to see the world become a paradise. The golden world will fulfill our wishes. We shouldn't have to struggle to live. We shouldn't have to give our lives, suffer or endure misery just to raise them up. Those who are up there, all of them will be gone. All of them. Unless they come down and become part of the people. As far as I can remember, I'm telling you everything that's here, from the banks, which will declare bankruptcy, to the fact that the US government went bankrupt years ago and had no backing. All of this will come out. All of this will be exposed. The powerful capitalist governments. The wealthy capitalist individuals. All of their hidden truths will finally be fully revealed to the world. A life that has been entirely a lie, the lives of Hollywood celebrities will be destroyed. I'm telling you, there is so much information that I can't cover it all in one video. I'm just telling you that all these changes will happen, and this is to our benefit as human beings. We are human beings who have come here to share this awareness, to witness this awareness, to find this power within ourselves, to discover our own talents, and ultimately to reach a point where we reclaim the peaceful and blessed life that the universe was supposed to provide for us, but which had been taken away from us. In other words, the Age of Aquarius is an era in which everyone receives what they rightfully deserve. Our rights were taken away from us 2,600 years ago as human beings. The right to speak, the right to think, the right to live, the right to breathe, the right to be healthy, the right to smile, to laugh, to dance, to enjoy life. All of these were taken from us, and it depended on where in the world we were from. The closer we were to the Middle East, the more miserable we were, because the energy there was suppressed so that people would be miserable, preoccupied with their daily bread, with war, with hardship, so that they couldn't receive awareness, because awareness comes from there, awareness comes from the Middle East. The major portals of awareness are in Middle Eastern countries, and its center is Iran. That's why they've created so many pointless and fabricated wars. The borders will fall. The issue of visas, the issue of you being in one country and me in another, and that we have to fight each other. You belong to a different religion, and I belong to another. And I have to kill my brother because of these differences, these poisonous news stories that were fed into our minds, making us believe that because of our differences, we must kill each other. The places where weapons are made, the places that are considered valuable, all of them will be destroyed. Every single human being on this planet is an intrinsic part of another human being, but they deliberately created deep-seated conflict between us, brought violent fights among us, and then brought destructive weapons among us, and then brought organized religion among us, and then eventually turned me into someone who is no longer useful. And now, in this moment, we want to reclaim the essence of our true, authentic nature, which was forcibly taken from us over the course of the next 2,600 years in order to finally return to that elevated superhuman state. And for that to happen, first we truly need to learn the value of independence, then become deeply aware, and be completely open to many different beliefs, to finally set aside all forms of fanaticism, because all of these things are merely artificial products manufactured by the illusions of the matrix world. Let's stop supporting the news. Let's turn off the televisions. Let's stop supporting war. Let's stop supporting the leaders. Let's not be fanatical, but instead, let's join with the people. This is our path to freedom. Gradually, the energy after August 12th becomes very strong. It's heavy, and we go through another series of shifts. And then November, October and November come, and we go through another shift. None of these things can stop this flood of awareness anymore. These are over. The dark group is finished, and all these are their last struggles as they are dying. They want to take human life. They want to take human energy so they can survive. And all of this will become clear to every pure, innocent person by the end of this year and halfway through next year until November 2027. So put aside your prejudices. Don't defend a party blindly because you don't even know what that party is really after. The person you're in love with, do you know where they're getting their support from? We don't need a leader. People for people, and day by day, week by week, month by month, we see that all the people are coming together. People see the innocent and the darkness. They separate themselves from the darkness. They no longer attach themselves to that group because they realize that if they had been connected, if they had promoted it, if they had followed them, it was out of their own ignorance. The world is becoming brighter for everyone. They're shining a flashlight. The sun is illuminating secrets that had not been revealed. The lies they told us about other planets, about extraterrestrials, all of it must be exposed. The lies NASA has used to deceive us for years. What has really been behind the wars? It will become clear to all of us. As a result of these revelations, our beliefs will change. When our beliefs change, it will turn us into different people. These things had infiltrated our beliefs. They had infiltrated our faith. And in the Age of Aquarius, from tomorrow onward, we will no longer accept everything we're given. We won't blindly say, well, the government said it. It's the law, so I have to follow it. We will become different people. We will become more enlightened human beings. We will become more aware human beings. And today, right now, my spiritual sister, my spiritual brother, set aside your prejudice and say, I am ready, my arms are open. Let me think a bit about the things that have been passed down to me from my father and grandfather. At the very least, let me set aside my prejudice. At the very least, let me set aside my support. At the very least, let me stop killing my brother. Because they used me as a soldier. They didn't send their own children to these fake wars. They have dinner together. They sent our children to war. They gave our children medicines that weren't good. They gave vaccines that weren't right. All of this effort was carefully designed so that they wouldn't let our sacred pineal gland, known as our mystical third eye, ever open up. Even in medical universities, the elements that helped with this were called junk. In other words, they weren't taught. They said it's useless, that this gland is useless. See how far the exploitation of humans has gone. We might witness the collapse of many governments. The whole issue of needing a visa, being from another country, borders, all of that will change. Travel matters will change. And one thing I strongly recommend is to start traveling, to start moving around. These moves, these travels will increase your awareness. A person needs to see what exists outside of what has been instilled in them and the framework they've been living in. I want to break out of that framework. I want to break out of the prison of my mind and see just one step beyond this body, beyond my fossilized brain, what is happening in life. That's why we need to increase our creative power. It is creative power that will make people successful in the world to come. The winning person is the one who has discovered creativity within themselves. A successful person, a calm person, a happy person is someone in the golden world whose energy vibration is high, whose awareness is high, who has unconditional love, who has discovered light within themselves and invents. They possess the qualities of God within themselves and invent. They create something out of nothing that serves humanity. Most jobs will disappear because those jobs have not been in service to humanity. As a result, many people will lose their jobs, but don't let this make you sad. Let it make you happy. A successful person in the golden age is an honest person, an aware person, someone who rejects and erases all the formulas that have been programmed into their brain and is reborn anew. Mother Earth is being reborn, and that's why she destroys many buildings and many old places, because there is old energy there. Don't be upset when you see a place being destroyed. It has to be destroyed because very bad energy has become frozen and stuck there, and we need to release these energies. We need to open the earth's chakras, and the heart chakra of the earth is in the Middle East. So let's come out of sadness and sorrow. By being sad and upset, we are actually helping them because they want us to be afraid of war, afraid of darkness, afraid of misery, afraid of lack. All of this is so that the chakras of the Middle Eastern countries do not become active. Just like humans have chakras, and if we can't activate them and create harmony, the earth itself also has chakras. Open the earth's chakras by serving humanity, by being honest, by deciding that I will no longer lie. I will no longer be prejudiced. I am ready to accept anything that I did not previously believe in. By doing this, we are changing the earth's energy and helping with the birth of our Mother Earth. When a silkworm undergoes the arduous journey of traveling through an incredibly dark and narrow tunnel to finally become a butterfly, this biological process is not just about turning a simple worm into a butterfly. The butterfly actually receives an entirely new DNA sequence, meaning it transforms completely from a slow-moving crawler to a graceful flyer. And we currently find ourselves in that exact same position today. This means we need to change our DNA, and it starts with changing our beliefs. I take everything that was given to me in school, in childhood, in traditions, in religions, in economics, in educational classes, in politics, all of it. I bring it out and throw it in the trash, and I rebuild myself anew. A truly powerful and resilient human being who possesses the strength to be the definitive leader of my very own personal world. Someone who can think freely, speak freely. Don't be afraid, these things will pass. All of them will pass. Those who have been up there, especially in the past 30 years, especially in the past 84 years, all of them will fall. The palaces will collapse. The great churches and cathedrals that were full of deep-seated corruption underneath, the powerful center of the Vatican that was a major source of corruption, and the distant, isolated islands that were also sources of corruption. All of them will eventually crumble and fall. So now, make a powerful declaration of readiness to yourself, acknowledging that just like a silkworm spinning its cocoon, I must undergo a complete metamorphosis to finally emerge as a vibrant butterfly ready to take flight. This is the time for those who transformed our world into a living nightmare to finally settle their heavy karmic debts. And it is also the long-awaited time to reward the resilient, true people of the earth who had been exploited for so long. Embrace it. Whatever destruction and ruin you witness in these 18 months, take it with good intentions and say, "This too shall pass." We are bulldozing so that we can build our palace. Don't pity, but rather empathize. Try to empathize with the people around you as deeply and as frequently as you possibly can. Remember that other people are every bit as innocent as you yourself are. We are all brothers and sisters to one another. We are here to help each other, not to be against one another. They are the ones who sowed discord among us. And I think after this video, if you listen to my previous videos again, where I spoke about everything in a veiled way, it will become clearer and more open to you, because after all, I have talked about identity in a veiled manner over the past years, and those videos are still there. I invite you to consider a completely different perspective on religion, see just how much it has been systematically manipulated, and how much the religious books have been extensively altered and rewritten over time to keep us trapped in a state of profound ignorance, to keep us confined within these superstitions, to keep us lost in our own darkness, and to keep us forever bound in our own deep sorrow. Raise your energy, be happy, be as helpful as you can, and depending on the month you were born, these changes depend on where your Leo and Aquarius are, and there will be a point where it will have a greater effect there. But every single one of the 8 billion people currently residing across this vast and diverse world, regardless of whether they happen to know their specific birth date or not, are all gradually becoming much more conscious and aware of this reality. The children of Mother Earth are being reborn together with their mother. Put aside fortune-telling, put aside superstitions, put aside trivial things, and say, I am a blank sheet of paper now. I set aside my beliefs, and I am ready to receive new things. Don't run from one podcast to another. Don't jump around. Don't let your life, your daily routine become trivial. We are entering a new world, and you will be left behind. The energy that was at 20 hertz has reached 40, and soon it will reach 65 or 70. And if humans do not raise their energy because the forces of darkness wanted to lower our energy, to keep it down with fear and guilt, to always keep it at 20 so that I remain depressed, so that I stay upset, so that I only have wishes but never act on them. We have to open all these doors, unlock the prison cells, activate our chakras and say, I am raising my vibration. I will end the video here. If I get the chance, I'll make another video for you, but I just wanted to briefly share what I found the answer to in these 8 years. Those who read it were helped, and my work was done. The message I needed to deliver, I gave 7 years ago, and in this video, I briefly told you where the mistakes are, what not to believe, where to work on yourself, and if you'd like, review that section. the 101 basic points that I call the first step, like kindergarten. Go over it yourself once, see how much you have, where you are in terms of awareness, and where you are heading. We will all change. We question our beliefs. We question religion. We begin to question our governments. We question those legendary heroes, the champions we had constructed and cherished in our hearts, asking them directly, what exactly did you do back then? When they were plotting to destroy us, where were you? Whose side were you on? All of this will become clear to us. Observe these 18 months, be active, work on yourself, and remind yourself that this too shall pass. These are the bridges of the past that are collapsing, that are breaking. The ancient weathered old house of the grandfather is currently being demolished, so that our future grandchildren can build a magnificent shimmering golden palace upon it. And as I explicitly stated in the final concluding chapter of my book, Mother Earth, after enduring so much immense suffering, is finally beginning to change her tattered dress for a brand new one. She's elegantly slipping into a stunning gown adorned with green gems, rich in silver and encrusted with radiant diamonds. Just like a radiant bride, she is now entering this magnificent and sacred new birth, and we, as deeply active and fully conscious human beings, who are filled to the brim with love and divine light, we have finally realized that we are not just merely human. We are pure light itself, and each and every one of us is a shining, radiant jewel, carefully placed upon the dress of our beloved Mother Earth, resting upon the golden crown she truly wants to wear. The artificial and deceptive crowns, those false crowns that were specifically made to exploit all of humanity, will now all be broken apart. From this day forward, absolutely no one will ever wear a crown of kingship anymore. No one will reside within the legendary tales or the cold, grand stone palaces to exercise their absolute power and force our people into a life of servitude and misery. The very fabric of our world is undergoing a profound and permanent change. The end of the dark night is white. Our Yalda has arrived. After an immensely long, profound, and overwhelming period of great darkness, we, the awakened and conscious souls of this world, will finally see the pure, radiant white light of the brand new morning. I send a warm kiss to all of your hearts, sincerely wishing you nothing but the very best in everything you do. These tears are overflowing tears of pure and absolute joy. These tears are tears, profound tears of a grand celebration, tears of the triumphant victory of the eternal light over the darkness. May light be with you all. May your hearts be happy.